So name ideas. Reading down the list, we have meme philosophy. It's good.
Okay. 5 out of 10.
Okay, white men pretend to have nuance.
It's okay.
Decent.
It's like a 7.
Maybe you don't interrupt me. Maybe I just read through them. Okay.
Oh,
How about I just do that?
I was going to
Just
throw
read
you
through
my...
them.
Okay.
Wait, you throw me yours at the end. Is that okay for you?
I thought I was going to give you my rankings. That's fine.
Out of 10, you think that's helpful to me? You want to rank? Just tell me which one you like the most, okay? Or if you hate all of them, just tell me, okay?
Just continue.
I think, therefore, I meme. Benefits. Wisdom and nuance. Hymns and memes. The junk philosophers. The anti-wise. The alt-right. The facts. Before and after the facts. Fact creation. Got a theme here. As a matter of fact. And then I added low effort. So
I'm a little partial to low effort because that was my contribution to the list.
That was yours, yes. Your single contribution.
I'm a very low effort person.
Well, we know that, yeah.
I believe in the philosophy of low effort teas.
Not really. Don't. That's the first thing you wanted to. Not a philosophy.
I'll make it popular. It's as with all philosophy, it only gets popular after it has its guiding figures who bring it to the social landscape.
Are you immediately trying to start a cult of low effort? And then this is America. Okay, the cult already exists.
You're right. That's true. I wouldn't be new in that regard.
The names, come on. Did you have something to that? Or?
So I think that maybe stick away from the memes because the word meme.
You think that's too much?
The word meme tends to attract younger people.
And we don't want younger people?
I just don't really like younger people.
We are younger people.
I'm kind of nearing middle age.
That is true. You are 41.
Yeah, so I'm getting close.
But I'm 14, so it
crisis.
It balances out.
Well, yeah, that's the way that works. Okay. You're right, because the 41, if you just reverse the numbers, that's 1. That's 14.
I didn't even notice I did that, but that's just reality. That's really what age we are. So that's cool.
So I think that the nuance one sounded pretty good.
Of course.
I think that what was the one after that?
That was wait. I had wisdom and nuance, and then the junk philosophers.
The one before wisdom and nuance.
Yeah.
The one before that.
The before that was white men pretend to have nuance.
Oh no!
Want to get real racial with it right in the beginning.
That's just that's a good. I like that title. I think that's good. That's like modern.
Yeah, it's like humble. That's what
I just think you need something maybe a little shorter because it needs to roll off the tongue quickly. When you got to think about
roll off the tongue. But
you
some
got to think about when you're telling your friends about podcasts.
I'm never gonna never.
No. I'm saying when you tell your friends about podcasts.
In general,
yeah. When you share, you're like, oh, dude, this is a great podcast. And you're gonna tell them that whole name. No,
maybe it could.
That's just too much work, dude.
Okay, well,
gotta keep it short.
Do you have any other names? Then what are your suggestions? Okay. For these, what's a good name? So we can sort of cap out, sort of decide this.
How about the Cold Cuts Corner?
Cold Cuts Corner.
Yeah.
Are we reviewing sandwiches?
I like cold cuts.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, man. I just kind of live my life based on things I like at the moment. Like
you are a coward.
Right now, I'd like some good, like maybe some buffalo chicken. That's a good cut. I get that a lot.
This isn't a lunch feature podcast.
Well, maybe someone's listening to this at lunch, and maybe they're eating buffalo chicken right now.
Yeah, but we just talked about this. Wow. This is not a mukbang.
And listen.
We are not doing an eating sounds themed ASMR podcast. We're not doing that.
This is how you get long-term viewers. Is you have to really concretify the.
Excuse me? Concretify.
Yeah, it's a new word I'm working on.
Sorry, let me just quickly Google this up.
So you have to really...
You keep going at the moment.
You have to solidify
that sounds like
an experience in their mind. Okay, yeah. And so when they're going to think of the Cold Cuts podcast, they're going to think, wow, I was eating buffalo chicken sandwich at the time.
Wonderful.
When Philip said buffalo chicken. And that made me... those two things connected. And so now I'll always remember the time when I was eating buffalo chicken and they said buffalo chicken.
Phil, are you just hungry? Do you need to eat more?
No, I'm full. I just ate. Yeah, okay. I'm full.
Okay.
I'm good.
Let's
I'm
steer
just
away.
saying there's a lot of things in the world, and there's a lot of, and you know, you want to.
Some of them are cold cuts.
Yeah, so I think we should pick a name
about more than food. Not
You're
even
right, you're
more
right.
about
I agree,
sandwiches.
I
Not
agree.
even just food. We need more than that.
I agree,
Okay,
I agree.
Let's go
I
with
agree.
anything else, please, for the love of God.
Okay.
I just need something from you. Okay. I gave a bunch of. I just bared my soul. Okay. All of it open with all these different.
I agree.
We haven't even said our names yet, so
I agree. Well,
I need you to cap off
we'll
this
do
intro
we'll do
for
that.
me.
We'll do that after the cold open, which I think
know, but the
we'll-
cold open only works
we'll-
if you need to
we'll
sort of.
maybe wait.
I need a punchline
I
from you.
think
And there's
we'll
nothing
wait.
so far.
Okay, so I have a cold open prepared.
Okay.
But we'll wait like a couple more minutes for the cold open.
Uh-huh.
I gotta think of a name first.
Okay, actually, I have some names. I didn't factor the word meta into everything. So what if it was just like instead of memes, we replaced the word meta with some stuff?
Okay,
Because
okay.
like we're real edgy sort of people that just love messing with the medium, you know, that sort of stuff.
Of course.
What if we put like, let's see, white men pretend to have meta? No, that doesn't work. Meta philosophy, hymns and meta and memes. I think therefore I meta. That's interesting. That's a thing.
Okay.
Okay. Metaphysics, just the word. Not really about meta.
Okay.
Meta podcast. No, there's
See,
nothing. there.
that might meta ethics, metaphysics. That might attract the wrong crowd because I know
Right,
a lot of
we don't-
people who do that kind of stuff,
It's
and
true.
they're really boring.
Yeah,
so I
this
don't-
isn't an educational podcast about.
I mean, you know, we could do some educating.
conceivably, someone you, dear listener, could learn something from this.
Yeah.
They aren't things that would be possibly considered classically
Well,
education.
Maybe hold off on the whole calling them deer thing because I
No,
don't.
this is dear listener. Are you
Right.
unfamiliar with
Dear
our
listener.
dear
Well,
listener? This
I
is
don't
your dear
like
listener
to,
too.
I don't like to address.
This is our dear
people
listener.
Well, they're not dear to me, so you can go ahead and say dear.
Wow.
I'm just saying they're not.
Wow.
I don't know.
All right,
them.
pick your
I don't
teams
know
early.
them. I don't know them,
ladies
you
and
know?
gentlemen.
I don't call people dear unless I know them well.
Okay,
you know?
what about just the meta men?
The meta-men.
Yeah, sort of a
Okay, that's
Superman
actually-
sort of. You like that?
That's actually pretty good.
Really?
I'm
You
thinking
like
maybe
that?
make it a little funnier. Call it the Meta Boys.
the
The
meta boys.
Yeah.
Okay,
But see, then that precludes
like we
us
can't be
ever
real.
having a non-boy co-host.
I'm fine with being
So-
a boy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Us being limited to meta all the time does. Seem
Also, I
limited.
feel like in the future, maybe like you know, with upcoming advances in technology, we might see
Well,
we might
technology.
see the collapse of gender and normative gendered words. So maybe like boy is going to be like an archaic term, but at the same time, it'll be like a historical thing. And then when they'll see this podcast, when the aliens who archive our species after we nuke each other to shit,
For
when
sure.
when
Okay,
they're archiving
bleep
our species,
that.
they'll find
I'll edit that out.
They'll find this podcast and they'll go, wow,
Wow.
they call themselves boys.
Let's
What's a boy?
they wouldn't know what a boy is. That was the
They'll have to
conclusion there.
figure it out.
Let's
And we're not going to tell them. Don't ruin it for them. Don't ruin it for them.
Can we say
aliens,
hey
by the
save
way,
that
you're
good
archiving our species. I would tell you what a boy is, but I feel like it'll be much more valuable when you figure that out for yourselves.
Let's save this for after the cold open, okay? How's that? How's
You ready
that
for the
work?
cold open? You ready?
No, this is the cold open.
No. That was like the frozen open, and now this is the cold open.
This is
okay?
the
Hey,
but
you
it's
ready?
not it's not an
Shh,
open
I need
anymore.
silence. I need
You
silence.
lost the plot.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cold Open. This is the Cold Open, where I tell you stuff about the podcast, and I prepare a nice little skit for the intro of the podcast. That was my Cold Open.
Hosted by your boy,
it?
Flamin' Phillip.
Did you like that? I thought it
and
was
Cold
pretty
Cuts, Joey.
I thought that was a good Cold Open. It was funny.
Cold open like a
I think-
freezer?
I think it was funny because
Why is there so much ice?
I think it was funny because I kind of like subverted the because you assumed it was going to be
like
like
in a meta fashion.
but like literally the cold open was me talking about cold opens. I
Wow,
thought that was pretty
that's
funny.
never
I
heard
thought
of
was
something
pretty-
like that before.
Well-
That's incredible.
I
How does
I
that
am
work
a
in your head?
pioneer in this space.
Mm.
I definitely think that one thing I could contribute to podcasting in general
Mm-hmm.
is I could bring some new stuff to it. You know, I feel
Yeah.
like I really am an innovator in this world.
Okay, so a lot of pride coming through.
Yeah.
What if we just call this podcast
For the new iPhone 10?
Okay,
we're
well, that was a
for
good
the new,
example.
For
It's
the new
funny
iPhone,
for-
for the new iPhone 10, we're thinking we're going to have two fingerprint scanners,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason we're going to have two of them is because we want to make sure that it's double security. Now I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
You don't.
Tim
You
Cook.
absolutely don't.
Tim Cook. What if I don't have two fingers? That's
What?
okay.
Who's thinking that?
If you don't have 2 fingers, you can't use this phone.
The thing I
But
was saying
that's not our
before
target market.
was that we should
Our
name the
target market
podcast
is people with at least 2
is
fingers.
2 men interrupting each other, because clearly that seemed to be the most accurate name so far.
Well-
It's hilarious you interrupted me before I could literally say the name. How did you do that? You're a wizard.
I'm sorry.
Harry.
You're going to say the name now?
The 2 men interrupting each other podcast.
It's just too long.
It's
too long.
The interruption. How about that?
I don't know.
Boys interrupted. You know, like Girl Interrupted, that like one book or movie.
What if we just name it Big?
What is that supposed to? You mean like Tom Hanks? That's what everyone's gonna think of, you know.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
The Tom Hanks feature film, Big.
How about Tall Boys?
I personally am not a frosty beer, so
Well, you're right. That's a beer thing.
yeah,
it's a beer
thing. A lot of boy themed humor already
Okay,
taken.
what about
Yeah, just
I don't
5
know.
seconds
I
of
don't know.
silence is
Yeah,
really
I can't-
helpful.
I can't think of it. Well, hey, man, the thinking process is literally that. It is a process, and processes take time because processes are the movement of one event to the next, and events are the movement of one moment in time to the next moment in time. And when you have several moments moving together like that, you get a procession of moments, which is a process.
That's
so
beautiful.
I just want you to understand that this takes time. You know, it's not making a great zinger name that will always resonate in someone's mind as you know, great content. That's hard. It's hard work. It's not easy. You know, I don't get paid the big bucks to just think of things instantly. I get paid the big bucks to sit around and think for a while, and then think for some more, and then think for some more, and then make a name. That's where I get paid the big bucks for.
All right, well, thanks for listening to our opening of The White Flag. This is our men's right activist podcast.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful that you started to listen in.
I hate alimony. I hate alimony.
We're going to jump into some real spicy, hot meme content in a moment while we talk about how the feminists are ruining society.
Yeah.
Up,
Also,
up, up, up.
I just want to tell the state of California really quick. If you think that I'm going to accept that daughter as my daughter, she's not mine. I'm not going to take the DNA test, but I don't think she's mine. I do not accept her legally.
You should not have to pay.
But I am going to spend the proceeds from this podcast to buy her a nice little present, maybe like an easy bake oven.
That sperm bank should not have sued.
Yeah. She's not mine, though, but I will probably buy her like an easy bake oven, you know.
You love easy bake ovens.
No, I just thought, like, what are little girls like? I don't know. That's when I was a kid. That's what was on the TV all the time. It was like easy bake ovens and like for girls it was easy bake ovens. For kids it was like for boys it was like I don't know, fucking like trucks or something. Like I don't remember.
All right, so let's move to our first
little monster trucks or something. Like,
let's move to our first topic here. We have a couple topics on the docket, right?
Okay.
We're gonna look at some viewer questions later.
Do you want to make a name? Is that necessary?
Oh, do we have to decide that?
We'll figure it out. We still got time. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll come up. I think it'll come up as we're talking.
I am not editing. That is one thing for damn sure. This is one uncut, beautiful experience.
We don't need
that
to
one could not make this up. One could not script
my
this if they
philosophy
wanted.
about editing is you should only edit. You should just edit in real time. You know what I mean? Like edit in real time.
What does that
So
mean?
like if you
like how you talk?
if you need to cut something
You need
out,
to edit more. Do you just talk through that burp right then?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to edit a little bit more there, bud.
It's real. That's the thing. I'm not going to edit
It's
out
reality.
a burp. I'm not going to edit out a burp.
I want to be real with you, Dewberry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is real. This way you know that I'm not just like a fake. This is the way
I'm not
that
a robot person.
This is the way I break through the parasocial barrier and remind you that I am not real. This is all fake. This is in your This is in your mind.
Nice.
It's in your head. You are imagining all of this.
Beautiful.
And I am not your friend.
This is a perfect segue into our first topic, which is parasocial relations.
Yes.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with what parasocial relationships are about, they are essentially one-sided social relationships. So it is often the relationship in question between a internet celebrity and their fan base, or perhaps between an author and their readers.
That's right.
So one feels very closely connected and feels like they know the other person very intimately, while the other person doesn't know them at all, or rather even their existence.
Yes. They may know of them in like an abstract way, like you have fans,
Right.
but you don't know who they are and anything about them, and like
Yeah.
in any meaningful way.
The key part of the definition, though, is that the fan is convinced that they know their person, the object of the relationship,
right.
is they're convinced that they know them personally and that they're good people. Generally, that happens often.
And oftentimes they might feel like if they ever met them in person and got to know them, they'd be like, they know that they'd be good friends. They often say stuff like that. They're like, I just know that we'd be great friends.
Right.
If I could meet you in person instead of stalking you.
Exactly. I know if I just stopped by their house late at night, they'd open the door, let me in. We'd we'd smoke a hot one, and then just chill out, and then we'd be great friends.
Kill a couple doobies. I don't feel them.
Sick.
But,
no.
Because I'm just too intellectual. I don't feel weed doesn't affect me.
Weed doesn't affect me either. But that might just be the Joe Rogan talking.
Yeah. Well, when you're that big. I mean,
Joe's
huge. He's huge. So
anyway, those are sort of some dank references to the content we have later on. So it's sort of a reverse callback.
Yeah, this is packed.
It's a call forward.
We've got some great stuff.
So we got some great content coming down the line, guys. Coming down the pipeline. So
this podcast is akin to a protein bar. It is packed with flavor.
Me that's a metaphor.
It is packed with flavor. And it is packed with protein. Hence the name.
More sugar, meaning laughs, than is probably good for you.
Well, no, more like erythritol or like stevia. I don't really. I don't really like.
I did think this was
sugar.
I thought this was a metaphor, but
it is a metaphor.
Okay.
It is a metaphor. Yeah. So we've got a lot of stevia in our podcast.
Okay. All right. We sort of again lost the thread here.
But also covered in a nice drizzle of chocolate. So
okay, bud.
We've got a lot prepared.
There's been a lot of food sort of talk so far, and I'd like it if we wouldn't corner ourselves in as like a food podcast.
We don't corner ourselves into anything, man. There are no corners. The only corners that exist are the ones you're imagining for yourself.
Man-made corners.
Because here's the way.
Heck yeah, dude.
Here's the way I imagine.
Spit that.
Your brain working, okay?
Oh,
you right now.
Do it for me.
Here's where you are. Imagine yourself in a box with 4 corners, right?
Hell
That's
yeah.
what a box is.
Oh, 4 corners?
But you're just completely cornered on all sides, right? Here's me. Endless space. No corners. Not a corner to be seen.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Up, left, and down. Endless space. No corners. So I don't let myself get cornered. If you want to get cornered by food talk, that's fine. But food is what connects all people together. We all need food. Okay. We all need... Okay.
All right. So can we get back to the main topic, which was we were talking about parasocial relationships.
Of course.
Minute,
of
right?
course.
Okay. And so we both recently watched a similar documentary. It was on YouTube. It's in the YouTube channel called Strucci Movies.
Of course.
I believe her name is Stephanie Strucci.
I wouldn't know.
And she has produced several different documentaries, but this one is her Fake Friends series. And so the first episode was around a half hour, the second one's 2 hours. And it was a huge deep dive into the concept of parasocial relationships with a lot of good examples on YouTube.
I agree.
It's a important topic, especially in this modern day and age.
I think it's all correct.
Thank you for your unconditional support. It means a lot to me.
No problem. Anytime.
What do you think? How do you remember the video? Right? How good do you think it was?
So I don't remember the details of both parts, but
right.
I do remember specifically the parts with Bo Burnham, the parts where where she the excerpts she took of him saying literally saying the stuff where he's like I'm not your friend, and this is all you're you're imagining that a lot
But during his stand-up special, I think it was called
right.
Happy.
What I would say when I think of parasocial relationships is the reason I make that joke of this is all in your head, it's not real, is because the parasocial part, the social part, is the not real part. It's not social. If you're listening to someone talk on a video or a podcast or whatever, it's not social because it's a recording. It's not in real time. You're not actually talking with someone. It's cut out from there's no actual social thing. I mean, there's obviously social things that go on after it's creation, right? So there's interaction. Maybe there's some comments going on, and you're talking with other people about it. But I'm saying, when you are just listening to the thing, or when you are watching the comedy special, you're not one-on-one talking with the comedian, and it'd be stupid to pretend that you are, because you're not.
Well, let's not bring that up right now, because as this is a recording, as a podcast, let's say, no, you're definitely our friends, okay, dear listener, you're 100% a friend.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Let's we're so we're all very close with all of you, all that type of good
Support
stuff.
our Patreon. Yeah,
So, this is a genuine social activity, so don't feel strange, listening to it or enjoying it yourself. So don't worry about that at all. This is a good and genuine form of entertainment and social time. So,
I mean, I wasn't trying to say that it's like bad to enjoy these things. I just think that it's the reason why parasocial relationships are dangerous is because you might get lulled into a false sense of feeling as though the person you're listening to is actually like
right.
As if you know them.
Yeah.
And you don't. Like,
right.
You have to remember that you don't.
Always remember that you don't know us. And we could be anything.
Well,
anyone.
And that's not a bad thing. That's not like you shouldn't be like, oh, well, I don't know them, so I don't like that's stupid to think that way, right? Like, you can still enjoy content without knowing the person who's making. I mean, you're not going to know them on a. What I mean by know there isn't like you might know our name or you might know like the voice or what we say or our opinions or stuff like that. But you're not gonna. You don't like. You haven't like Elon and Joe. You haven't smoked some dank kush with me. You haven't had a tall
we didn't sit down to have 2 hours of whiskey and artificial intelligence.
You haven't sat down and like talked with me. Okay, like you don't know me on a personal level, and so you shouldn't assume that there's any kind of personal thing going on when you listen to.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what I like when I listen to podcasts. Like, I always have to I don't have to tell myself, as in like I have to always remind myself, not like that. But I mean, I always have to remember, like, oh yeah, like I don't know this person. This isn't real, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is just right, and that's part of the reason why I don't really like when podcasts try to make it feel real. Or I don't like.
Come on.
I don't like when some of these YouTube people try to make it like. They try to make they give their audience names and stuff, and they like, I really love you guys, and you guys matter so much. Like,
the Jake Paulers, the Low Gang, Greg, the strongest and biggest family on YouTube.
It's just so
it's all
false,
about that
dude.
fan
It's
following,
so
dude.
fake.
How else am I
So
supposed to sell
fake.
my merch online, dude? You do not comprehend the business decisions that I make on the daily.
You sell your merch
to my friends, to my good brothers.
You sell your merch by putting funny memes on it. That's how you sell your merch.
Well,
You don't
mostly
sell
just like sayings I have, so it's like relatively the same thing.
But you don't just. I hate when people put their name on something.
Dude,
They're
amen.
Like, buy this shirt with my name on it. Like, no, I'm gonna put my own name on the shirt. Buy that. I'm not gonna buy your dumb name. I don't care.
So what you're saying is that if it was you,
well, because
then it's
I'm
okay?
me. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll identify as myself. Why would I identify as
You
someone
saying
else?
you'd wear a shirt that just says the word, your name on it?
Philip? Yeah. If
Philip?
it just said
Whoa.
Philip on it, hell
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, of
I didn't know
course.
we were just releasing our names. It's pretty crazy.
Well, my name's Philip.
Okay.
You don't have to ever say your name.
Good.
You can just be Philip too.
I'll just be the narrator.
But yeah, if
Okay.
you just said Philip on it, I would buy it. That'd
You
be
would
awesome.
buy a
Hell
shirt.
yeah.
Can you imagine walking into a classroom and just having a shirt that just says Philip
I
on
would
it,
rock
walking
that.
in and
I would
going,
rock that with confidence.
That sounds-
with pride. With pride.
No, I know, with literal pride, because you're literally advertising your own name.
Yeah, exactly. I would love every moment of it.
That's
I
a
would love
lot.
that.
That's a lot,
Well, just like white shirt,
That's like
black
Kanye
font,
levels of sort of, okay.
Arial, black font, bold.
Ariel, wow. That's
Arial's my favorite
Serif?
font.
Okay, well, you gotta be careful with Serif's dog.
That's a sans font. So
No, I know, that's why you don't want serifs. I'm saying because they're too dangerous. They're
I
too
hate
edgy
serifs.
for you.
I hate serifs.
Oh, okay.
I don't like them.
That's a dangerous position to take.
Well, I
and
just
read so
prefer.
quickly.
I'm a minimalist.
Okay,
so
that's good
I
to
like
know.
Minimal fonts. Sans is a good format. Sans is a good font.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, do you have any other thoughts about parasocial relationships, or we just sort of? I mean, we just wanted to basically cover that, like, hey, this is an aspect in all these different sort of creative endeavors, in podcasting and YouTube fan culture, especially there in Twitch, streaming. There's so much of it there, and so we just wanted to sort of put a light on that and be like, give you a little bit like beware it. Don't fall in the same trap with us, but also like definitely buy that merch. You know what I mean? That good hypothetical merch.
It's ever present. That the social relationship, and I think that it's like important to be aware of the dynamic of like Yeah, I mean, because you're still in a sense interacting with the product of another person.
Right, but it depends on the level of interaction. Because if it's a YouTube video and you're straight up just watching and not commenting or anything, that's consuming, right? You're consuming. You're not interacting.
Thinking about it, and if you're engaging with it critically in your own head, that's like close enough.
Right, but what you're engaging and interacting with are just the ideas, right? Which is a perfectly valid form of. It's a good way to consume entertainment and media in general. Yeah. But then it's not a valid way to say, like, if you're a huge fan of like PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye or whatever game or Markiplier, you're not going to be like, okay, well then I'm like a huge friend and a fan.
Yeah,
of
that's
Markiplier.
weird. That's the weird part.
Yeah, you have to be careful because even if you are leaving a comment or something, even if you are a Patreon supporter for a creator, anything like that, it's like you're still you have to be okay with being such a small factor in this strange ratio of like potentially hundreds of thousands to millions of people to this one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is hard for humans to deal with, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it is hard, especially since you don't... Like, I mean, you see it, like, if you see these conventions that these people go to, where there's, like, 1,000 people. Like, 1,000 people in a room looks huge.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine, like, 1 million people. Like, you can't even fit 1 million people. There are no places you can rent out that you could fit 1 million of your fans into at the same time.
Did you say there's no places?
Well, I'm saying, like, it'd be, like, I mean, there's probably places, but I'm saying, like, you don't have conventions where all of your, like, I don't know, someone with 1 million subscribers. You don't have a convention where they have every single one of their 1 million subscribers come to some floor. Like, imagine what 1 million people looks like in front of you.
It probably looks like a boatload of people.
Yeah, and you'd have no choice. Yeah. To logically, or to try to use your reason to assess the thing in front of you that you're seeing, which is this mass of people. You'd have no choice but to kind of conglomerate them in your head and to literally disindividuate them and to think of them as a mass and not as 1 million individual people.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go through every single one of them and shake their hand and learn who they are. And like, you just wouldn't have the time. That's just not possible.
That also explains a lot of the stress on the creator side, where they're like, especially in the Bo Burnham special, where they're talking about their fans as some insatiable, hungry appetite, saying like, well, I need to feed you what you guys want. I want to keep my creation, according to your desires, and I have this expectation, this responsibility to carry on. You as my fan base, as my supporters and followers, who are literally my source of income. That's a dangerous place to rely on people like that.
And that's what pushes a lot of that, like, that desire to make
that
them
parasocial,
to make them like your friends, and to make them feel like they're part of a community and they're part of like a, I don't know, some project or like some.
Yeah, you can say it, Team 10.
Yeah.
Anything
exactly,
like that.
Yeah, make them feel like they're working towards a bigger goal or whatever. Working towards getting Logan Paul that UFC bid,
that 5th Emmy,
that UFC bid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's
like that what do you call it? That aspect of the relationship, the fact that someone is making their living off of that, obviously is going to push it towards the direction of like trying to make them feel comfortable with the even, I would say, some more like negative aspects of the relationship, potentially negative aspects of the relationship.
Yeah, it's emotional manipulation
because it's expedient, right? It's prudent to do that,
right.
And
they're economically incentivized.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but the people, the fans, also want to be emotionally manipulated because it is fun to listen to people talk. It's fun to be a part of that family, to feel like you know someone, especially when they're witty or interested in the same things you are. If you don't have a lot of friends, something like that. That's exactly how I grew up. So that same situation.
I agree. Yeah.
A bunch of other people.
I remember being a kid and watching YouTube videos. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We all have experience with that.
Chair's so squeaky.
It's a squeaky chair. It's okay. You just sort of stand up and stretch. Get a good stretch on.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Well, we just kicked that first topic right out of the house.
Cross that one off the list.
Here, let me get that good. ASMR.
Perfect.
I didn't miss. That's okay.
Perfect.
That's all right.
Perfect.
So we've been kind of dancing around this topic, which is pretty close to our hearts, for a little while.
Which is the title of the... No, sorry.
Well, I don't think we're naming our podcast Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, but Those big boys. Those big social...
musky boys.
Those musky
Musky
boys.
Musky boys.
Those musky goes.
We're both musky men.
Well, let's not... Yeah, okay,
I mean,
we're men.
my musk is objectively, I think...
Excuse me?
Smells better than your musk.
Better?
I think my
Let's
musk
run
is-
some
Okay,
double blind
It's
style.
subjective. You're
Yeah,
right, it's subjective. It's subjective. I think.
Anyways,
You're right.
with these musky men have gone Rogan.
Yeah, right.
And thank you. No, and
That's good. That's good.
thank you. And they had a podcast recently on the Joe Rogan Experience. They had Elon Musk came on as a guest, and they shared some whiskey. They talked for like over 2 hours. And most famously, why the internet's blown up about it is that Musk, if you hadn't heard, obviously was offered a fat old doobie in California where it's legal, and so he smoked a very small amount of marijuana, and he said that I don't really feel it. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't really feel
me.
it. And so he had some cheeky little quotes about the difference between it and liquor, and it being legalized and not. And
he's no. But when it came to the weed part of that. Yeah, he's like the high school kid who like wants to act cool, and so he's like, oh, dude, yeah, I like smoke all the time, dude. I don't even feel it anymore. Doesn't even affect me, man.
He said just like, no, I've definitely tried it before, but I just like I never feel it. I want to get. I believe the quote from like that one article said like, no, I want to get stuff done. So that's when you have like, you do different drugs.
When you're stoned. There's a reason it's called being stoned because you're like a stone on weed. I was like,
can we just for a moment?
That needs to be on a T-shirt.
Such a great wow.
Stone on weed.
Wow, I am. It's a great.
Like
wow.
think about that.
What a poet.
Musk was like, damn, I have to say something that's going to make me sound like I know what it's like to be on weed.
Right.
What's the one word I know that everyone uses to describe being on weed?
Stoned. Yeah.
And it's like, what is being stoned like? I imagine it's much like being a stone.
Because you don't get nothing done. You're just laying about.
Yeah, you just sit there like a rock.
Beautiful.
Because everyone knows that when I know that when I'm high as shit, my favorite thing to do is sit and do nothing.
Kind of. That's what pot enables you to do nothing or to do very little and to have a fun time doing it. That's the whole point, I think. And you need to. I need you to not make that face.
Yeah, like that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, thank you for sitting.
So no, Musk definitely no. He absolutely encapsulated.
Yeah,
what
Joe
it's
Rogan.
Like to, he flawless victory. He knows exactly what it's like to be on weed. I trust him.
Rogan during that podcast also mentioned that his friend turned them on to having tobacco and weed at the same time. And that somehow made some sort of perfect medium point between productivity and enjoyment or something to that effect.
Like the nicotine or what?
Because the nicotine and I don't understand it. But if he enjoys all his stuff sort of together, then I'm sure all the liquor and the tobacco and the nicotine.
He indulges all the way. But I guess he does that with his guests.
It makes his forehead super shiny. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a beefy boy. He's a big beefy boy.
Yeah, I guess if his guests, he like does that to make it more interesting or whatever. So that's fine.
Can we talk about how Joe Rogan and like Alex Jones have like a very similar sort of like alpha male sort of presentation?
Well, they both sell subs.
Joe Rogan sells supplements.
Rogan has his thing on it or whatever. He sells subs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he sells subs. He sells like he loves that kettlebell. He has a kettlebell that looks like a gorilla. It's got
I did see that face on it. Yeah,
and then he sells like the website. It's not his website, I don't think, but he's like you can see his picture and stuff on there. Like he advertises, I think, for them, and he has like the battle ropes you can buy and on it branded battle ropes. And I'm just like, yeah, they both sell subs.
Interesting.
And Alex Jones's subs are probably like just they're not probably. They are just like
sugar pills and shredded wheat.
They're just like lint that he took out of his belly button.
Their presentation.
Rogan's sups are probably like actually like workout BCAAs and stuff like stuff that actually probably helps some people.
Yeah.
Right. But but Alex Jones's sups are just like actually like fake. Like they don't do anything except make you redder. Apparently, if you see those before and after pics.
Yeah, I'm just curious on whether there's something to do about talking to a microphone for 7 hours a day and having a show about having extreme opinions or just having guests on or something.
Let's
does something to make you like balder and redder.
So I think we should dispel with the fiction that Joe Rogan has extreme opinions.
Okay.
Joe Rogan does not have extreme opinions about anything. Joe Rogan.
Let's talk about this.
There are, you can watch episodes of Joe. Like, I mean, obviously he disagrees with a lot of his guests a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. So he is like principled in some sense.
Okay.
But he's principled about like the most basic things. So like he's just kind of just like a basic skeptic. He's like most people. Like when he has like I don't know, he'll have like someone on. Like he had like Dave Rubin on, and Dave Rubin was trying to push his whole like, you know, free market would do way better when in charge of everything. And then Joe Rogan's like, well, what about the post office? And then so like he's got his principled things where he's like, okay, I'm not sure that it would do better in everything, you know. Like he's kind of just like kind of measured out, very center person, you know. When someone goes full free market, he's like, well, I mean, the post office, though, you know.
I feel like I've actually heard that argument before.
Well, it is a good argument.
Delivery.
Like,
yeah.
the USPS does a better job than any private company ever would in delivering mail. They do an objectively good job. Because if a private company ran the mail system in the United States, there would just be multiple places in rural America that would have no mail service. There is literally no financial incentive to deliver mail to people who live in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
None. There's none. And they'd have to drive somewhere to get their mail, or to some Amazon pickup place. I don't know, whatever. If Amazon was in charge of this, right?
If they had financial incentive,
which is what what's his name, Dave Rubin pointed out. That was his example. He was like, I mean, I just think Amazon would do a much better job. Mm-hmm. You know, and Joe Rogan's like, I don't think that's true.
Well, I gotta say, I haven't seen that many Rogan Experience episodes. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw like that one clip, but I haven't seen that whole episode. I only saw that clip of that episode. But like, he'll have other ones where, like, you know, like he obviously disagrees with people on weed a lot. Like he had that one guy on. Oh man, I'm forgetting and blanking on his name. But he like did this one guy like was like comically against weed. Like it wasn't even like. Some people were like, yeah, I don't like it, but other people, if they want it, it's fine. He was like, no, I don't think anyone should smoke weed. I think it's like not good for you. It's bad, right? And Joe Rogan's like, oh, listen here, you son. Hold on. What'd you say? What? You know, he was like, kind of getting like
the thing he got his hackles about.
Heated, yeah, because he was like, yeah, because he likes weed. But you know, if he'll have like he had one guy on talk about like race and gender, and he was talking about like social construction and this stuff, and obviously Joe Rogan because he's kind of he seems like the kind of guy who cares about like, you know, like gender norms and this stuff, right? At least in some, maybe he doesn't explicitly care, but he seems like he certainly is one of those people that buys into the whole, not buys into, but like accepts the whole like there's biological like sex and gender and that stuff like matters, and you know it doesn't really matter whether you take a position on that right now. But the point is that I like if you watch through the episode, like the clips of parts where he gets like argumentative about things, he usually gets argumentative about like basic stuff, and his arguments for or against things are really basic. Like he's not really.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like he's not like it's these people who watch the Joe Rogan Experience, and then they talk to you about how they think they talk to you about this as if it's like their first time learning something. You're like, well, I'm glad you learned about like economics on the Joe Rogan Experience, but there's like a lot of other stuff you could go and like read or listen to that's at a much higher level than Joe Rogan is at, and I don't think he's trying to be like a super intellectual. I think he's just a funny, interesting guy, and he has interesting guests on.
He just sounds like the definition of like a charismatic personality that has had a whole lot of radio shows.
Yeah, his guests like range from Alex Jones.
Yeah,
who he had on, and that's one of the best episodes ever because he got him high and a little bit buzzed, and he just started. Alex Jones went crazy on that podcast.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, you got it. There's one where he starts talking about interdimensional. There's a part where he starts talking about interdimensional space demons in the fourth dimension, and it sounds like Evangelion. It sounds like he's just literally just talking about Evangelion, but he's like. Yeah, they're out of the fourth dimension. They're coming here to like kill our kids or whatever, and eat our babies. And the whole time I'm just like, This is amazing. Also, that episode number is 911.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the episode
my
with Alex
God.
Jones is episode 911.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and he's at the very beginning of the episode, he says, "I had to get you on here for this one. I saved this number for you."
That's amazing. How could the aliens not have done this for us? I definitely.
I mean, he has like actors. He has UFC people. He has like comedians. I mean,
right.
Political people. He's got like everyone from all sides of the political spectrum. So it's obvious that he's not like taking a position, and he's not taking a strict like stance on any of this stuff. Because if he did take a strict stance, like if he did just go up one day and be like, I'm a right winger, right? Left wing people probably wouldn't want to come to his podcast anymore. If he did the opposite, right wing people wouldn't want to come to his podcast. Like, so he's obviously
He's famous for being
he has an incentive for being a center type
like
person.
independently principled. Yeah, no, I knew that about him. When Musk was on that episode, I saw a lot of comments and feedback that just said, like, when Musk would talk about AI, that Rogan's eyes would just sort of glaze over, and then vice versa. When Rogan was trying to talk to him about robotics or whatever, Musk was just getting a little frustrated, like unable to talk to him a little bit, which just all sort of functions around. We're talking about all these people, Musk, Rogan, and Alex Jones, right? In the context of what we were just talking about previously with parasocial relationships, there was like a lot to get into deep here that we could actually talk about each person's like sort of fan base following either charismatically or because they have, believe things that only a special community does.
Let's talk for like a couple seconds about the whole like Musk fan base thing. What the hell is that about? Why do people like this guy?
Are you asking that seriously?
I'm asking that seriously. I don't get. There's like people who love Elon Musk.
Oh, I got tons of friends who they'll just post stuff.
They think he's like a hero. They think he's like Tony Stark, dude.
Like, no, people genuinely believe that because he fits all these sort of criteria to be an American hero. He's an immigrant, but not from a scary place, from a very white place.
Country.
He's
like me. He's like
exactly. He's like you, like from Russia. Yeah,
he's one of the good immigrants.
He's one of the good immigrants, and he's good mostly because he became rich. He had a good family. His parents were already pretty wealthy. He came over. He got involved in the .com bubble, with like PayPal and all sorts of stuff.
PayPal.
Made his money. Made some other bets, spread out. Got in computers, all that sort of stuff. And his success, both financially and then now social media wise, has come together to launch this sort of personality cult.
I mean, I guess he's got like that whole disrupting. He's got like that whole disruptive element to him. Where he's
absolutely.
Like I disrupted the car market with Tesla. I disrupt like I'm doing space stuff.
I disrupted finance. I disrupted the space industry. I disrupted
that whole thing.
A lot of technological automation.
And I guess people like that. That's like a thing. They're like, some people liked about Steve Jobs. They're like, he's like disrupting. Like that was their whole like rhetoric of Apple was like anti IBM, anti like computers,
anti-conformity,
computers are for normal people. We got to make computers easy to use.
They had their own creativity sort of thing.
Yeah, and at the time that was like cool because they're making computers accessible.
Yeah.
But
no, Musk is the current inheritor of this sort of Silicon Valley ethos of this very particular type of the American hero. That's all about innovation, busting creativity. It's the destroy everything at all costs as long as you create something of value. Whether that's value socially or value for humanity or value for your investors, pocketbook. That those things sort of get twisted all together. But he's the current inheritor of the king of this twisted sociality cult personality. And so I have friends who will post stuff on their Facebook walls all the time or whatever, and they just talk about it like, oh, he's selling flamethrowers now. Whoa, can no one stop this madman? I hope he starts a country and I can live in it. Like insane amounts of just trust.
The flamethrower thing, like,
they're registered as not. What are they registered as? Like cooking implements or something, so that he's allowed to ship them.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't. What? Like, why would you buy? Why? Like, that's the thing. If you're buying a flamethrower from Elon Musk, you're buying it not even because you need. Well, no one needs a flamethrower. First off, but you're buying it. You're buying it because of the cult of personality. Right?
Yeah,
you're buying
absolutely.
it because it's a Musk flamethrower.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing. It's like, why do people love the guy? Like I get it if you like Tony Stark, because Tony Stark is like, he's got like this masculine, like, outwardly like macho kind of person. Like there's other big guys out there who are like, they've got like this thing. Musk, Gates, what's his name?
Jobs.
Jobs, yeah. Like, they're all nerds. They're
Well,
all
yeah,
low T beta males. Like, they look like Musk dresses in like the most basic clothing.
Well,
Bill Gates, if you looked at Bill Gates back when he was in like doing Microsoft,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Like Zuckerberg wears like socks and sandals and like cargo shorts and like
they're all California white people. That's absolutely true.
These guys are like they get idealized, but they're not even like, it's like this new, like before people would idealize like the business guys on Wall Street who wear suits and who. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is interesting to me, like how this has shifted, right? Where before people would idolize these business guys who are like the classical idea of a business guy, wears a suit, has like maybe like the chain thing, and is like, you know, like a tycoon,
can support their family.
Yeah, but now it's not even, forget the suit. Now it's just dudes in cargo shorts who have rockets and they make millions of dollars. Like,
well, okay. To go back. I think some followers of Alex,
flamethrowers.
Some followers of Alex Jones would probably disagree with you that they don't need flamethrowers, but they absolutely think they do.
Yeah,
second,
that's right.
Is that you're definitely talking about this move from, like, you can trace it from Conan the Barbarian, right? In this sort of archetypical, biological, attractive, whatever, alpha male sort of thing.
Yeah.
All that sort of BS resurgent now.
Yeah.
So that's why there's been all this like red pill pushback also. Is because the sort of person who's revered now as like an ideal masculine figure is someone who is they're sexy because they're smart, right? They're rich because they got involved in computers. Right. All the sort of new wave Silicon Valley image building has changed our sort of cultural conceptions of what's considered attractive and societally inviting, especially for Musk. Like, the reason we're miscounting his personality a little bit, because he's got some really good stuff in how charismatic he is. He's got some.
Is he charismatic?
Well, that's the thing, is that he's not. He is. He's not traditionally charismatic in the way that perhaps like Joe Rogan is like fun to listen to and fun to be interviewed and all enjoyable in that sort of sense. But Elon, that's why I think there's such funny opposites in that in that clip. But Elon Musk, if you've ever watched him give a presentation, especially about SpaceX, the way he does a presentation is adorably terrible. He's not very good at talking on stage, and he comes across as nervous. But you're miscounting that because of these societal shifts around what we consider good and like attractive, is that bit of humility and awkwardness and dirtiness is actually endearing to the audience. So when he stumbles over a word,
because they identify with it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So when he stumbles over a word or messes up and talks and like
more
doesn't know
real.
how to it feels more real. He's not scripted.
Okay.
He's not scripted in a BS sort of way, but he's not. He's in a Trump sort of way, but he's unscripted in a sort of endearing, humble way. As in, like, I'm not a very social person. I'm just an engineer. And that's where
it's like, oh, see, look, like he really cares about this.
That's where his authenticity comes from.
He's not scripting this. He actually knows about this.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it seem like when he does talk about the technical stuff, because he didn't script the other stuff, you think, oh, he actually gets this. He knows it, right? And it's like, probably, I mean, like, I'm not going to deny, I'm not going to say the guy's like stupid.
He's a smart man.
He probably does know about robotics, and he probably does know about programming and all this stuff. Like, he probably knows a decent amount about it.
Yeah.
But how much of that is he actually doing nowadays?
Yeah.
Most of his work is probably on the business side. He has other people who are actually doing the nitty-gritty programming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? He's not in there designing the AI.
No, he's leading. He has too much to do. He's leading all these huge companies on a CEO organizational executive
and that's what I'm
level.
saying is, like, he's the leader, but he doesn't exude anything leaderly.
Anything we would think of traditional leadership, right?
But
in that sort of fashion. Besides him being like a huge, sort of like industrious, like pile driver sort of
that's
person.
the key word. Is
he's very ambitious.
Traditional leader, like obviously the idea of a leader has already changed a lot and is going to keep changing.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, it's funny to me that you see a lot of the same, like, red pill type guys who love masculinity, idolizing Elon Musk, because he's like not even that masculine. He's not really
right.
He doesn't exude masculinity.
Well, they just want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be the smart, asocial guys, but also still be masculine and
of course,
red, bare chested as
and
well.
Love rockets
in an Alex sort of way,
and Teslas.
Yeah,
of course.
And so this is why this is so difficult for us as like individual citizens, as in like fans of different mediums and different people and fans of different content and creators, is that like, how do we appropriately deal with people like this? People who can have good for society, right? Or people who can have laudable good attributes, but also have them balanced with their flaws and their place in society as well. You know, there's a balance to these parasocial relationships. Like our modern age, like we're talking about with these different sort of social conditions and expectations.
Right.
What's the correct balance there? You know, it's a difficult question.
You tell us, viewer. What do you think? Type in the comments down below.
Scroll down. Leave us a comment.
Yeah. Make sure you leave it at this time slot.
Make sure you like, rate, and subscribe.
Yeah. If you made it this far in the time slot, please write, "Hey, big boys, I made it this far." Yeah.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. Make sure rate 5 stars. Give me a thumbs up. PayPal me, Venmo me, Patreon.
Yeah.
I've got my.
I'm at Big Podcast Boy.
Hit me up on hit me up on Grindr, Tinder.
Hinge,
check out my Craigslist.
I'm on Farmers Only.
I'm trying to sell a couch right now. I really
I'm actually on
offload
OfferUp.
that. So if you. I was about to say if you. Never mind. I'm not going to say where I live.
Nice.
No, seriously though, not actually seriously.
You can send us some. You can send us some fan mail at our PO box. That's 455445 at KC Mo in the U.S. Send us to a PO box on one of our fan episodes where we open our fan mail. We'll give a shout out to you, dear viewer.
Yeah. Speaking of fan mail, we got a question here from John from Milwaukee.
Hey, John.
Hey, guys. Love the podcast. Long-time viewer. Been watching for years now. I just wanted to ask, what are your guys' takes on Elon Musk? And have you seen that episode with Joe? Oh. Sorry, John. You're a little late. We just talked about that.
What the fuck's up with that, John?
Yeah,
Did you not listen to the freaking podcast?
We just got done talking about that.
Are you serious?
Thanks for the question, John.
That's how ahead of the game we are. We know exactly what you need.
I know that in Milwaukee you guys are a little late to the show all the time.
Yeah, but, maybe there's some lag. Between the stream. So
maybe start to maybe write these letters after the episodes so that
Yeah,
because
seriously,
if you just write them at the very beginning,
you're really pretentious, dude.
You gotta
let's
cut it down.
As a fan, we have
high expectations. I know you probably just reached the point in our social relationship where I'm your friend now. I'm not your friend.
Yeah, I don't have a receipt.
I don't like you.
I don't have a receipt from you purchasing any merch.
In fact, I never want to see a letter from you again. If I ever see one again, I'm tearing it up.
We will accept an iTunes review, and that is it. Okay.
Yeah. If your letter does not come with a V-Bucks Fortnite gift card in the package, I will not even open the letter.
I need that John Wick skin. I need it.
Yeah,
I need it bad.
I need that new Deadpool skin. It's sick.
Deadpool?
What
about that Thanos though?
Really quickly,
Infinity.
I've just been thinking about situations where this can V-Bucks and Fortnite. Just a really quick 1 minute little riff here.
Oh yeah, no. Feel free to riff on the podcast.
Go for it. Just been thinking about how
go for
it, dude. These kids are so smart these days, right? They know what credit cards are and everything. When I was a kid, when I was a kid, I barely even knew what a credit card was. I thought it was just this thing that my parents swiped and they magically bought things with it.
That's exactly what a credit card is.
I thought that you when you become an adult, you just get the card and you can just buy whatever you want. I didn't understand how money worked. I thought once you became an adult, you just had infinite money. You could just buy anything you wanted.
That seems. Did that happen for you?
No, I'm dirt fucking I'm poor as shit. So I can't buy anything.
Dude, that happened for me.
Yeah.
You got to register for the selective services. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you're a draft dodger, they screw you over.
Is that when you sign up for that, you have to write down it asks you are you the little box that says are you white?
Yes. I say I'm white.
If you say yes,
did you vote Republican?
You get your white card.
White.
You get your white card.
Yeah.
And then
they take care of you.
You just swipe that on Costco purchases.
Basically,
takes 50% off. Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Merrill Lynch gets to legally own my children in about 40 years, but otherwise it's worth it till then.
They can honestly.
Honestly, it's worth it.
I don't care about my.
Who needs kids?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have kids.
That was Anyway, did you have a point to that? Or?
Yeah. So I was thinking kids are so smart with these credit cards.
For sure,
they're just accessing their parents' bank accounts. What if they have poor parents, right? And they just buy all of the skins, as many V-Bucks as they can until they just can't buy any more because the credit card gets denied.
Is V-Bucks a new cryptocurrency I haven't heard of?
V-Bucks is the Fortnite currency. That's what you use to buy Fortnite.
Is it on the blockchain?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, I'll file that under.
It's still centralized under who makes Fortnite.
I'll send them an email.
Games.
I'll send Epic an email.
I
Making a note, V-Bucks.
also we
Crypto.
can talk about this some other time. I
Yeah.
recently tried out Fortnite.
Oh,
and long story short,
interesting.
I hated it. I
Nice,
thought it was
nice.
a really bad game.
Curious.
Anyway, like I wanted to say,
Continue, please.
maybe she's his mom is like, she doesn't know he just spent all her money on V-Bucks. She goes to the a gas station, right, and she's filling up, and as she's filling up, she goes inside and she's trying to buy a lottery ticket, and she swipes for the lottery ticket and denied. She's like, I can't.
Oh no.
It's denied. She tries again. Denied. Tries her second card. Denied. Tries her third card that she offloaded the debt of the first 2 cards on. Denied.
No.
She's like, I already filled up the gas. How am I going to pay for all this? And then she calls her son, she's like, Mommy. Or her son calls her, Mommy.
Yeah.
I need more V-Bucks. I'm missing a skin. A new skin just came out. I need V-Bucks. And she's like, did you spend all my money on that game? And then she goes home and drowns her kid. And I think that's really sad.
Oh my God.
I think that's really sad.
I'm crying.
But I think that's going to happen someday.
Oh, that hasn't happened?
And
I thought that was a real story.
I just assume that I'm afraid.
Oh my
I'm
God.
afraid that it's going to happen.
I'm sad.
And that's what I'm sad about. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm preemptively sad. That
Yeah.
way when
I
it
thought they
happens,
would've-
I won't have to cry.
I thought they would have starved. I didn't know she'd actively murder her child.
Well,
but-
because he spent all her money on and she's like,
Oh, and he would have died
Well,
anyway, so
because
she was trying to
doesn't-
save him.
because she doesn't understand the
okay.
idea of digital goods, so she's like,
She was, like,
she just
ignorant.
Assumed, she just
Oh.
assumed that he literally threw all of
Right.
the money away,
Moms
which he
suck.
didn't. Those were good investments. Those
yeah,
were
it
good
was
purchases.
an investment.
The John Wick skin is easily one of the best investments.
If the
in
price, I mean, it
Fortnite.
raised.
Yeah,
the price,
if you sold that
value
account
went up.
in 2 years, when he sells that account, when he's bored of Fortnite,
That could have bought so many boxes
when he
of
starts
ramen.
when he starts playing Call of Duty Battle Royale instead.
Amen.
He could. That's easily going to double in price. He's going to make twice his money back.
Absolutely.
So it's an investment, Mom. Just remember,
Yeah.
it's not. He's not wasting his money.
Dang,
Yeah.
dude. Gotta hate him,
Yeah.
moms.
No, Fortnite sucks.
Okay, that's a good.
game
Yeah, that's a good
sucks.
sort of punchline. Yeah, let's go with that. Thank you for the story time, Philip. That was really
No problem.
That was
No
really
problem.
helpful.
No problem.
All right. Well, it is. We're just about now at the 57-minute mark, and so as we know,
don't
in
tell them.
podcasts,
Don't-
they're allowed to know how many
don't
minutes are in it.
spoil it. Don't
I'm not, it's
spoil
not a spoil. They can see if they're listening. They can absolutely see.
Don't spoil it.
They know numbers. And so we know how podcasts are, and so that if we go over the 1 hour, then all of a sudden our SEO drops by 50%. So we got to cut it down and out so that people feel like they can listen to
I don't
it.
know
Have a
about
fun
that.
time,
I
happy
feel
guy
like if you
hour.
hit an hour, that's when the SEO kicks in.
This one, it's not YouTube rules. You don't have to be over it to put in ads. It's just when, at least for me, I have so many podcasts I listen to that
Right.
if it's over an hour, right, it seems like an even bigger investment.
I
so never
expect it.
actually
I
listen to
expect it to be an hour and then a minute. That's what I like. An hour.
what you expect?
And 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? That's what I expect. Is an hour, and then maybe a couple extra minutes in there. That's yeah. Well,
Okay.
that's for
Generally, I like shorter, but
that's for the hot. That's for the hot close. So we had a cold open. That's for the hot close. The 3
the
minutes
hot
at the end.
clothes.
Hot close.
I'm
yeah.
wearing pretty hot clothes right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not. I'm wearing jeans. So
All right, so so what kind of hot clothes did you have in mind then? Since you clearly have sort of an idea where you want to go with this.
we could hot close with a name.
Wow.
We could pick
wow.
a name.
Good good callback,
could
my
pick a
friend.
name.
Now we've call forwarded so much, time to call back.
We only
All
got
right.
6 minutes left. We got to figure this
So
out.
now we got
figure this out, dude.
Oh no. All right, so what sort of name, since we've been throwing around a lot of options, right, to just sort of review the couple that we're throwing around in our head
Okay.
previously. Here, this good paper.
I agree.
We had stuff with the word nuance, with the wisdom, the memes, the philosopher, the facts, as a matter of fact, the meta boys, the good white men pretending to have nuance. I think, therefore, I meta, which, again, has lots of layers. It definitely means something. I'm not sure yet what it is, but we could call ourselves the YouTube creators, Just like the something comment. No, anything with the word commentary would be
I'd
terrible.
rather not put any kind of social media next to my name just because they might all be dead and replaced in the next couple years. So
Why don't we call ourselves just like the Rogan, Musk, Jones fan base?
that's derivative.
That's
you know,
that's
it's
derivative.
Maybe like call it the danger zone.
The danger zone, and that's not derivative.
No, you're
Listen,
right,
I
that
love
is
Archer as
derivative.
much as
I
the next
agree, I
person,
agree.
but
That is
we don't
very derivative.
we don't need to have that edgy stuff up in here.
Very derivative. Sorry, I'm just thinking of like songs that I like now.
Well, the real question
we
is
should
like
just name it after a song.
That's true. The real question is, after this, how much more do we want to get to like the good deep stuff, you know, and how much more do we want to get into the real silly funny stuff, you know?
Every episode.
We do both.
Both. If we don't have both, I'm leaving.
Please leave a comment like ASAP so we can figure out which.
No,
one
I meant if
okay?
we don't have both, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes that easy.
It's all gonna be you. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit.
Okay, we got to decide then what's our topics. But I mean, what is there anything I want to focus on? You know, if we're gonna have both of those sort of
we gotta have like a recurring thing, and that
we can have recurring. Yeah. So the name has to be related.
I'm saying we can
you know?
have a recurring thing, and then have
Okay.
the name kind of be based around that.
Oh, is that how topic? Okay, that makes sense. Back to the meme. There's a lot of words sort of in like the world that well, how about I just start naming nouns? Samsung, Coca-Cola, sunglasses, candle, lamp. Can you offer me anything? Anything, Philip? Do you have anything for me right now?
I still think Reflection Plus Clarity is a great name.
It's just the name of a candle, okay? Reflection plus clarity. We are not yoga masters.
Yeah, but that'd be like funny, you know? Because there's no clarity.
There's
here.
no clarity.
I've offered no clarity.
Very little reflection.
If anything, it's only been obscurity.
Yeah. Obscurity.
Yeah.
Obscurity?
So when something is clear, the opposite of that is being obscure.
Boy, I know what the word obscurity means.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying as a name for the podcast.
Obscurity?
Yeah. What do you think?
Sure. That sounds great.
You don't think it's a little, like, pretentious or, like, edgy? Or...
Oh, no, see, maybe add another word in there, because, like, if it's just one word...
you think two words is best?
I'm clear. I'm just only thinking about how is the name going to factor in when people are talking about the podcast. You know, like, dude, I just found this great new podcast. It's called Obscurity. That's too pretentious.
So do you mean
it's got to sound good?
We need some
say,
like big
hey,
like
man,
verb.
This new podcast I heard about. It's called.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like two words.
So you think like, it's some verb stuff like
obscure boys,
like gut punchlers. Or like
something like that.
Big figglers,
yeah,
you know, something that's like got a lot of sort of verb punch, you know, like tall boys. Nobody went through that. That's a beer thing.
The obscuritans.
Okay, that's terrible.
That's garbage.
That's garbage. Thank you for that. Well, like I had 2-word ones like junk philosophers, hymns and memes, which again I like that one. Low effort. Is like it's good because it's 2 words. It doesn't exactly have the same sort of message we want to, sort of communicate.
Yeah, but I don't.
You know what I mean?
I'm not a philosopher, dude.
I mean, you are literally a philosopher more than me.
I'm not a philosopher.
Okay, well then I'll be the philosopher. How about that? And
okay.
Since I floss on the side all the time. What about You wouldn't think naming things would be so difficult. I'm sure this is providing for thrilling radio at the moment.
Obscure wisdom.
What about an absence of clarity?
Now I'm just stuck on obscure.
Why are you stuck on obscure? That's not a good word. We need like 4th grade level like words.
Obscure wisdom. Obscure wisdom's good.
Obscure. What does it mean though? It's purposely
like point,
pretentious.
Man. Exactly.
No, no, we don't want it to be purposely pretentious. Obscure wisdom. What about I like an absence of wisdom, something like that.
In the absence of wisdom.
No, an absence of wisdom. Like we are an absence of wisdom. Humble brothers.
Okay, well, I'm not.
It's sarcastic.
I'm not humble, so
I know that's the sarcasm part.
Wait, sorry. What was the last one you said before that? In absence of wisdom.
Yeah.
An absence of wisdom. I don't like the at the beginning.
Absence of wisdom. Okay.
English is my second language, so I'm not good at saying those little small words at the beginning. And
I had anti-wisdom on here. I had just like.
Anti-wisdom just sounds like some pretentious stuff.
What about internet wisdom? Let's go more on the internet theme because that's where we're both from. Our hometown is the internet more than anything else. That's our bread and butter. So
internet wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to associate the internet with anything having to do with wisdom.
Well, that's the joke. That's us. We're providing the wisdom. The internet's providing the fodder. The content.
Is that a name? Can you Google that really quick to make sure no one's taken that?
It's not.
Is that taken?
There's a bunch of great ones. There's Hello Internet, which is one of my favorite podcasts. It's great. Shout
Internet
out to
wisdom
CGP
just
Grey,
internet
Brady
wisdom
Heron.
is just too like, it's just too like
What?
typical. It's just so like bland.
We,
you know
we
what I mean?
needed a good
No, it's
medium
so
empty
bland.
one. So
I want something unique. Like something funny.
I mean, okay, something funny and unique, and you can't think of anything. What about internet? So is it not supposed to have the word internet in it at all, or?
Well, internet just makes it see. Like everyone's talking about the internet these days, man. Come on.
Okay, how about I'm just gonna Google up a real good name generator. Okay?
No. Okay, now we're losing. This is
No, but
this is bad. This is bad.
there's always good sort of creation, going on there.
How about
Well, I'm still googling. Stop saying for the love of God.
two wise fools.
Two wise fools. Do not make that face at me. I know you can't see them, dear viewer, but it is an extraordinary face.
I don't know. Sounds pretty good to me.
What if we name it something? I looked up hipsterbusiness.name, which is a great name generator. They have stuff like Flamin' Village, Magic and Chair, Cape and Penny, Cabbage and Grass.
Dude, these all suck.
Scene Beggar, Dean and Pencil. I'm just saying it's got the two words thing going on.
How about the obscure beggar?
That's
I don't even know
so
what that
obscure.
means.
Exactly. I don't know what that means.
We could name it like something like you would name like a really crappy bar.
What about like transient?
Like
Is that the sort of thing
something that you'd name a really crappy bar, like like the mother's toenail. You know? Or like I don't know.
The swan's forehead?
Yeah, the pig's nipple. You know,
well, that's useful, so I don't know if we can take that.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Dude, we're already over 6 minutes, man. We gotta hurry. We gotta hurry this up.
Well, dear listener, I know you already know what name the podcast is, and that is an extraordinary amount of dramatic irony for you. But for us, we are only now coming up with the name of our podcast, which is the phrase
"Big boys, big memes."
No.
Yes.
No.
Big boys, big memes.
Big boys, big ideas.
Yes.
Yeah,
big
like
boys,
that?
big ideas. Big boys, big ideas. That's great. That is great.
Big boys.
I feel very confident about this one.
You seem
I feel very
incredibly
confident about this one.
More confident than you deserve.
Big boys, big ideas.
Okay. Well, you just...
Yes.
Well, dear viewer, I'm sure there was a thrilling experience for you sort of seeing the genesis of this name. And I would just like you to know that these big ideas are for you, and these big boys, we'll see you later.
I want you to know that my face right now, imagine an adult version of that really old dead meme with the little kid who's like with his fist and he's like, just got some V-Bucks Fortnite, like that.
I think that's Success Kid.
Yeah. Imagine me doing that, except like I'm an adult and I've got like a...
That's all of us today.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good night.